Hey guys, it's YOU WACK, and I've made so many videos talking about Overwatch and just how to make it a better game than what it already is, because it's a great game. I know a lot of people like to meme on it saying, oh, Overwatch is trash, oh my god, I just stepped in some crap, and that's a picture. You're not original, buddy, okay? All jokes aside, at times I do come up with some crazy ideas and concepts for Overwatch, and at times I also do come up for some pretty mild suggestions and whatnot, but today, I feel like this is possibly just one of the easiest things that Overwatch can have, that I don't know why they haven't implemented after, what, 5.5 seasons already taking place in Overwatch. Now, I'm not talking about quick play, okay? When it comes to quick play, this isn't an idea that I want to be implemented into that side of the game. No, I definitely don't want that, and even the arcade. But when it comes to competitive, one thing I want to be implemented into the game is forced game chat. Now, some people are going to be really angry at the idea. Many people are going to be really, like, salty. It's like, oh, why should we be forced to be going into competitive? And that's where I want you guys to come in, for all the people, and even if you do want this idea to be implemented in the game, but anybody, if you guys do not want this or do want this, I want you guys to comment down below the reasons why, because I want to understand, like, where Blizzard is coming from and catering to the people that don't want forced game chat in competitive. Now, recently I made a video talking about my biggest SR drop. If you haven't seen that video already, go check it out, because this video kind of stems off of that video where I go more in depth with my biggest SR drop. But recently I had the biggest drop that I've ever experienced, which was 400 SR. Now, I never try to blame my teammates for anything, and I want to take responsibilities for my own actions and take my L's when I need to. But at times, sometimes your teammates really can bring you down. Oh my god, bro, you act bad teammates? You always say this. Well, you should never try to blame your teammates. I get it. I always try to say you should try to keep this positive mentality and just try to never get salty towards your teammates. But honestly, sometimes your teammates really can bring you down. Now, the only reason why I'm somewhat blaming my teammates isn't for skill, isn't for lack of aim, isn't for maybe even their team comp. It's literally just for the sole purpose of them not going in game chats, even if they're not in a duo queue, which duo queues are usually the ones that aren't going in game chats. So this is where the idea just kind of comes from, and what would just make competitive either somewhat a little bit better or somewhat a little bit worse. And I will talk about both sides of the situations, because there are cons to adding forced game chats inside competitive, but the pros right away is just communication, because like I said before, the duo queues are usually the people that aren't in game chat, because, well, they already have two people right there. They just want to communicate with each other. They don't really want to quote-unquote pollute the game chat or just hear a bunch of toxic game chats, whatever the case may be, coming towards them. They just want to just play together with their little homies, and that's totally understandable. But when it comes to competitive, I always say the best way that you can win is with a team. When you're making a team effort, just combining ultimates, just working together as a full unit, and you're just meshing well with each other. Now, not many people will argue with me with that statement, but the thing is, then why don't people do that? If they understand that teamwork usually can win you the game, and I think that's a key word that I feel like I need to use a little bit more in this video, is usually, because there are going to be cases where sometimes, yes, teamwork and communication isn't really needed. That's about 0.01% of the time. You see all these pro players, you see all these teams that are actually in a pro team using communication, because they understand, well, hey, callouts, combining ultimates are going to win you the game, and that's like trying to play on a football team and not trying to make plays with each other. That's just like going on your own playbook. That's just not how it really works. So if people understand that concept, then why don't they go into game chat themselves? Why don't they change this mentality that people don't go into game chat? I don't know if it's because they don't know how to. I don't know if it's because they don't want to. And that's where literally you guys come in and tell me, hey, YOU WACK, the reason why I don't want to go into game chat is because blank. And I know a common comment that I'm going to see is because, oh, people are toxic, which I will make a video in the near future, what you need to do with toxic players. But if you don't know how to go into game chat, that's even another video, because okay, so funny story, when I first started to play competitive Overwatch, or just Overwatch in general, I didn't know that there was a game chat feature. I wanted to go into game chats, but I didn't know how to. Now, there was a few settings that I needed to tweak around, but eventually I was able to go in, and bro, once I realized that, I started climbing. Wanna know why? Oh my god, I realized teamwork really can win you games. And there's gonna be a lot of people that are commenting, oh, but you have to remember the toxic players, you have to remember those stupid players that are just filling. I get it, okay, and that's where the future commentary will come into play and what you need to do. But literally, I'm just going all over the place. The idea that I want to be implemented into Overwatch is just forced game chat. I don't know why Call of Duty Search and Destroy back on the 360 had forced game chats, and a competitive game that relies on teamwork really doesn't. It blows my mind that a game like Call of Duty has that, or at least had it. Now they really don't have it, and something like Overwatch really doesn't. I think the main factor, I think I read a forum post or something talking about forced game chat and why they didn't implement implemented, I think the main reason why is to not really get rid of that social aspect, because there are going to be some people that want to stay in their Discord, stay in their Skype call or Xbox or PS4 party and just talk with their friends while they're playing competitive, and that's all fine and dandy, but literally the Blizzard team, the same people that say that statement are saying that competitive is a team-based type of game mode, so it really goes hand in hand and kind of contradicts itself how they want people to communicate and use teamwork to win the games, but they don't want to ruin that quote-unquote social aspect, whereas I feel like it'd just be a little bit more sociable if people were forced to go in a competitive game chat. Maybe I'm just thinking on the wrong side of this argument, maybe I just need to look at it from both ends, but literally I feel, and I keep saying literally throughout this whole entire video, but you can tell that I'm a little bit frustrated because I feel like that's the only thing that really did bring me down, because people are staying in their duo parties, staying in their triple parties, then little old bro you whack and some other guy is in there trying to create some sort of plan. You got 3 different plans being planned right there, whereas if everyone is in game chat, we'd all be on the same page and we'd all have one single plan, and that would just be so much easier than trying to guess what everyone's gonna do, trying to use the communication wheel. It's just so frustrating, man. Honestly, you just gotta tell me you guys' feedback and let me know why you guys aren't going in game chat, because then I'll just have a better understanding, but I'm still gonna hold true to my statement of saying going into game chat will just change your Overwatch experience tenfold. At least maybe even giving them a selection screen. Like if you go into competitive saying, hey random Overwatch competitive player, do you want to go into game chat? And if you have the option to select yes or no, then okay, they tried and you gave them the option. Here, really, you're not giving them the option even if they want to and they haven't figured that out. So I probably will make a video in the near future, but I don't know if other games like CSGO or League of Legends has that type of technology to really force game chat. I'm sure there isn't, because well, you can't really force someone out of a Skype call, but even games like that really can hold true to game chat, and same with Overwatch, especially on the consoles. I'm sure it'd be so much easier to implement that on the console than it is on the PC. If a game from 2007 has that system and has that technology, I'm sure a game from Blizzard should be easily implemented into the game, but you just gotta let me know. So I love you guys, thank you guys for watching. Sorry if it seemed like I was so frustrated. It just gets me so annoyed when I see only 2 people in game chats and 4 of the other people are expecting something to happen. It's just not gonna work out that way. So I love you guys, thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.